All right. I need a haircut, man. So we're back at the Fox. I actually got quite a bit done since I filmed last. I really just kind of wanted to crank on it and get it done on the interior because I really want to start wiring this thing and getting it ready to, hopefully drive soon. So I pretty much took the last few days and I just kind of went through the whole thing with the what did I use? At first I was using a grinder wheel, which is kind of a bad idea because it really kind of damaged some of the metal pieces. But I pretty much I've got all the sound deadening out. I used a flap disc to get all of the rest of the glue, glue stuff. So I used one of these right there. I bought two, but I only needed one to get the whole thing, so it was actually worked out pretty good. And then I took a wire wheel to it that I have right here that I used with the compressor that we got, and kind of went through all the little corners and areas that I couldn't get with the flap disc. And then what I did after that was pretty much just I pressure washed it, grabbed the pressure washer, pressure washed it out, and it actually cleaned up pretty nice after the pressure wash. And then there was a lot of bare metal, so I went to Walmart, or actually I had my girl, when she was there, I had her pick up some paint when actually she picked up paint for these, because I did paint these up. This is the pedal, like the pedal assembly and stuff like that, and there's a bracket up there that I painted as well. And I had her get some white paint and pressure wash the whole thing down, then I blew it out with the pressure washer, and then this is kind of the end result. It's not perfect by any means, it's not beautiful, but it's white, and I wanted it to just at least look a little bit cleaner than it was. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put carpet back in this thing, maybe just like the front half carpet, just to, I don't know, I mean, maybe I won't, who knows, but this is kind of what it looks like at the moment. I still have some laying out some wiring and stuff here, but pretty much painted the entire thing. There are some spots that are probably going to need to be gone over again later, but for right now, I mean, it's clean and it's workable now. The only thing is there's a little bit of a gnat infestation at the moment, so I gotta figure out how to clear all those guys out. But I mean, I kind of started setting up some of the wiring components, like the fuse panel and stuff, just to kind of get an idea where everything's gonna go. Because eventually there's gonna be a aluminum dash here, and I did put my seat in here that I'm probably gonna be using until I get some nicer seats. I just kind of set it in there, just kind of, give the illusion of it's done. And that's pretty much where it's at. I'm gonna start the wiring, start running some of the wires and the power and all that. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be super sick. I still gotta do like the roof and stuff, but I mean, that's all gonna come later. I'm not worried about any of that right now. I really just want to get it running, fucking rip it. So yeah, that's where we're at. I mean, I got a lot of it done. I am gonna have to go to the hardware store or the auto parts store eventually and get some new plugs for these holes here, because I took them out so that the water could drain, and they were kind of old, and from the heat they kind of got hard and stuff, so they're not usable. So there's like one there, one over there, there's a couple underneath that seat, and then a couple there. There's a company that makes a plate that I think I'm gonna get. It's the same company that makes door panels too, but I may get those from another company that I'm gonna get the aluminum dash from. I don't know, I might not even worry about the door panels right now and just get the aluminum dash, because it's kind of a pricey buy. I think it's like $450 to $500 for all the pieces, so I don't know, we'll see. But I'm gonna start figuring out where all the wiring is gonna go, and then that's that. I think with this circuit breaker, I'm going to mount it on that panel there, and I gotta figure out how I'm gonna mount it in there. Actually, I just thought about that. So that's gonna be another thing. I might just self tap it in, just do that because I don't really need to worry about that right now. Just want to get the wires ran and start wiring this puppy up. That's where we're at. Okay. So I made a little progress since the last little clip. Basically what I did so far is I've thrown back in the starter relay, and I threw the starter wire to it. I put the battery in here just for reference, but I actually have a aluminum battery mount that I made back in fab school. That it's actually for a Optima yellow top, but I'll make it work for this. I just kind of ran this power wire for now. This is the new one, and then this I got from a website. I can't remember. I'll probably remember it later, but this I ran this power to the starter here, and then this is going to be like a constant power, so I'm gonna have to figure out a way to switch the main power on and off. I may just use that big how do you call it, circuit breaker type thing, which is right there. I may just use that for like major power shut off for now, just so that I can not have to worry about, you know, having live wires and anything like that. And then just from there use the ignition and everything, because I'm just gonna mount that pretty much like right to the probably like the trans tunnel or something like that, so it's easy to get to. I may even run it on the aluminum dash eventually when I get it, but as of right now I don't have that. So I just ran this this long, I think it's like an 8-foot or 10-foot power wire through here, and I have everything kind of hooked up. So pretty much the power is ran at this point. So I have it running through here. I'm gonna like zip tie it up here like this, and then later I'll get it more ran. But I have it connected to this, which is connected to the fuse block, which is going to give me all of my power. And then these two grounds, I'm gonna have to ground them out with like self tappers or something. But I did actually mount, now that I'm in here, I did get this mounted up. I just self tapped it into the firewall right there. I think that's where I'm gonna keep it. If I do decide to move it, I may move it down onto the trans tunnel or over there. I just, for right now, I'm just gonna have it here. It's not hurting anything being there. So, but I was going through this Painless Performance switch panel, and I was kind of looking at all the wires and everything, and man, they made it so easy. Freaking Painless Performance is the plug. I mean, I not sponsored in any way, but I will definitely, for future projects, will be going with Painless Performance, because this is just so easy. I actually jumped the starter earlier with it. I put power to the terminals on the battery, power and ground, and then I used this, which I think, this one. This is the starter switch, and I just jumped it, and I actually just touched it over with the little trigger source on the starter relay, and it turned, and I was like, dude, this is so fucking easy. Like, there's literally nothing I have to do. So pretty much I'm just going to get this. It did come with where is it? It did come with this plug, and it came with pins as well, so you can actually pin your own plug in here. You actually, because these ends here already have pins on them. I don't know if you can see that. They already have pins on them, and yeah, it actually, shoot, I might do that just to make it a little bit easier, so that if I ever have to take it out, which I don't think I will, I don't have to unscrew every single one on those terminals. I can just unplug the entire plug and then pull it out. Not that I feel like I'm ever going to need to do that, but you know, just because they sent it, I'm just going to go ahead and use it. So that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, the wiring seems simple. The only thing that's going to be a struggle is figuring out what wires need power for the ECU, and you know, if there's any extra grounds or anything that I need to ground out, which I know there's a couple for the ECU that come right off of it. But pretty much everything is straightforward. I mean, the starter or the fuel pump relays over there, the factory one, I'm probably just gonna run that off of the straight off of this one, so it'll just be a double relay. I don't want to go through the trouble of, you know, undoing it, and since it already is hooked up, you know, with the factory wiring, I mean, there's no point for me to not use it. So yeah, I'm just gonna do that, and shoot, this is gonna be a pretty, hopefully it's gonna be a pretty easy thing. The hardest part is gonna be finding these wires, and you know, for the ACU and everything, I have a couple of diagrams that I'm gonna be going off of. So yeah, and it is a little hot out right now. I'm just focused on getting the wires done, so that's the plan. Okay, so after about 45 minutes to an hour of doing some wiring and stuff, this is pretty much the harness that's going to the fuse block. So I have the switch panel here. I did end up using the brick. I was just gonna put these ends, these little circle ends on the end of them, and do them straight into the fuse block, but I decided to use the bricks so that if anything ever happens or I have to take this out, I can just literally unhook it or unplug it and then pull it out. I don't have to worry. I don't have to take out every single one of those little screws on the thing. So I went through and I pinned all of these wires here. I used mostly red because most of them are power anyways, but I went through all of them and they all have connectors on them. Went through these ones, put pins in them, and I used the other end of the block. And then I actually do have a few of them labeled here. I don't know if you can see that. You got like got fans, I have ignition. I got these two are lights. One is high beam and one is regular. So I just put them together because there was only one light. Accessory, I have two accessories, the green one and a red one here. And then I have like my starter, and then there's a free one I think that was for the water pump, I believe. So I'm pretty excited to throw this in. I mean, I don't really have a way to mount it, but at least it'll be all wired up and ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this down to the car. I think we're gonna be eating dinner here soon, so I'll probably end it there for the night. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think it's going to be really clean, really nice. I'm going to have to get some wire loom and cover all this stuff. I just zip tied this together to make it look nice, but I think it's coming together really well, and pretty excited to see how it turns out. Alright, quick update. Only took me a few minutes, but I did get all of the steering shaft pieces back on and connected, so those are all bolted together. Steering wheel is back and super solid, so that's not going anywhere. Eventually I'm probably gonna make my own. I'm missing a freaking spacer for the clutch pedal, so it's a little wobbly, but I'm not too worried about it right now because I'm not gonna be like really driving it at the moment. But yeah, I think right now I'm just gonna kind of start messing around with the wiring and getting things sort of ran and figure out where everything's gonna go. I have a bunch of wire that I'm gonna be working with, so we'll see what I come up with.